Hey, what's up guys? It's Toxic here, and today we're going to be talking about something really interesting that was recently released on Roblox. Now, as you guys can see on the screen right now, we're taking a look at a tweet from Bloxy News, and this tweet says, "Dynamic heads are now fully released on Roblox, meaning developers can publish experiences with avatars containing dynamic heads and facial animations. Plus, support for dynamic heads on the avatar shop is expected to release later this year." And you guys might be wondering, what is a dynamic head? Because Roblox hasn't really elaborated too much on the topic of dynamic heads up until now. And Bloxy News actually attached a really useful GIF that kind of explains it to you. As you guys can see down here, as he mentioned, there are facial animations that come with this as well. But you're going to notice the shape of the head sometimes changes depending on which one of these animations shows up. Like you can see right here, for example, the jawline kind of moved inward and now moved outward some more. And you can see that like with each individual facial animation here, the head kind of changes shape a little bit. And that's basically what dynamic heads is. Or at least as far as I'm aware, that's what the concept of a dynamic head is. And honestly, this does look pretty cool. Like I think this is a lot better than some of the other attempts that Roblox has made at trying to animate faces and all that, because these look a lot more like actual faces that already exist on the Roblox catalog. They don't look like they're trying to be too realistic or anything. This all just looks like it fits in with a Roblox character. So like I said before, I don't really have any complaints, and I think it looks kind of cool. It kind of fits the whole, like I said before, the whole Roblox aesthetic in a way. But as you guys can see on the screen right now, we're taking a look at the dev forum post that announced this, and it says, "Full release of dynamic heads. Hi developers, the day has arrived. Dynamic heads is now released and out of beta. Developers can publish experiences with avatars containing dynamic heads, for example mesh parts, with associated face controls and face animations. With this, the full release of automatic skinning transfer is here as well." And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't really know what automatic skinning transfer is, so I'm not really gonna talk about that part of it being released because, like I said before, I don't really know what that is. But then down here it says, "So what does this mean? It means that any developer can use dynamic heads in their live experiences, not just in studio." And then they say that therefore you could add dynamic heads to your in-experience avatar editor, use a dynamic head for your NPCs, retrofit in-experience emotes and animations to include a face component, or cool stuff with animated characters that we haven't thought about. And I think that this is pretty cool, and the fact that NPCs are also going to be able to utilize dynamic heads is also something really nice, because that means that, obviously developers can have these NPCs be more expressive with these dynamic heads and all that. So I think that it's a nice little touch that Roblox made to basically make it work with NPCs. But there's another part of this post at the bottom that I want to talk about, where it says, "So what's next? We are planning to begin releasing dynamic heads on the avatar shop later this year. This means that players can start entering your experience with a dynamic head that can animate through emotes and animation packs. Feel free to play around with dynamic heads ahead of the catalog release in order to spot any issues or concerns." So basically what they're saying is, even though dynamic heads are going to be something that's in, games and, developers could work with them and all that, users are also going to be able to bring in their own dynamic head animation packs and, play around with those in-game as well. So if I'm reading this correctly, it kind of sounds like dynamic heads are going to be like R15 animation packs in a way, where you could pick, your favorite dynamic head animations, equip them in your Roblox, avatar section, and then bring them in-game and get to use them through whatever kind of animation system that Roblox implements for them. And all in all, I think it's pretty cool the fact that Roblox is making another way for players to kind of have their own specific animations and all that. Because I'm gonna be honest, the whole like /E dance 1 2 3, back when that was all you really had, it was kind of boring and you couldn't really do much. So anything that allows players to express themselves a little bit more than that, I think it's pretty cool. And like I said before, I just find the whole dynamic head thing, as long as they don't make it all weird and try to make it super realistic and all that, I think that they're doing a pretty good job with the way it looks right now. But I want to hear what you guys have to say about dynamic heads down in the comments. Do you guys find dynamic heads a little bit weird, or do you guys think that they're cool and you can't wait to see them on the website? But yeah, that's much for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.